guys, Live Right Now. Welcome to my channel. Today I am doing something new. I am doing a try it before you buy it review. And what I'm talking about today is the MAC Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation. When I went to the MAC counter, the colors that I wear was out, well, what I think I wear is out of stock. So then I came to with the idea, I said, well, maybe I should get a sample anyway, because I prefer to know exactly what I need, because for the past, I want to say 10 to 15 years, I have not been able to wear MAC's foundation, because the color that I used to wear, which is the NW55 in the Studio Tech back in the good old days where my tone was pretty even and all I needed was just a little bit of pressed powder under the eye and that's it. And I had pretty much given up, and then I finally tried the NW55 liquid and I put it on my face and it was too dark. I'm like, what in the world? So I've heard the different stories of it being hard to match your color with MAC foundation. Well, I said all that to say, goodness gracious, that I was like, you know what? I am going to take one for the team and go try it. And I am so happy I did. Now, I love my Bobbi Brown foundation, but this foundation, I can't believe I say it, because a lot of people are MAC girls, but I'm into what works. I'm not into a name brand, I'm into what works. And this foundation, hands down, ooh, this is a harsh statement to say. You know what? I say this. This is going to be my favorite summertime foundation. I really love that Bobbi Brown. I like, they're neck and neck. I think the Bobbi Brown will be my winter foundation and this MAC will be my summer foundation, because as you can see, it matches me so well. It's so beautiful. I've been hearing a lot of people here saying that the formula, the color range has changed, and they are not exaggerating. I've never had a foundation match me as well as this does. I mean, normally I have to put a whole bunch of different stuff to kind of tweak it so that it'll work, but you'll see when you look at the demo that I didn't have to do anything but translucent powder on. I mean, that was so refreshing. So what I did was, and again, I went to the MAC counter and I got a NW55, excuse me, an NW50, an NW45, and an NW40, because when you go online it says you can use it as a foundation or a concealer. So I wanted to be able to demonstrate using it as a foundation and also a concealer. If you want to see how this beautiful canvas turned out, you guys know my struggle with my foundation is real, so I am extremely ecstatic. Then you know what you got to do to see how it turned out. Keep watching. Also, I used this moisturizer, the oil-free moisturizer by Neutrogena, handy dandy milk of magnesia, and I only use this because normally when I film, I don't know what it is, all of a sudden I get hot and I start sweating, so that's why I put the milk of magnesia on. For the foundation primer, I used the Balm face primer, and I use a face primer because I would normally use a face primer, and this is the consistency of it. It's liquidy. NW40, NW45, NW50. Okay, I backed up a little bit so you can see. I'm deciding I'm going to use the NW50 because the last time that I used MAC and I tried the NW55, it was too dark. So I really pretty much feel comfortable with trying this NW50, but I almost positive that 45 and 40 is too light. So I'm going to try this NW50. Well, I'm going to use my finger. Dot this on like I normally would, but I'm trying not to use too much, because with the consistency of it, it appears that a little will go a long way. Okay, I'm going to use this e.l.f. powder brush to stipple that in. at first like it was too liquidy, but it seemed like as it dries, it almost feels like, it almost seems like it's, I don't know what I'm thinking. It's almost like it fills in by itself. I know it don't, but it seemed like it. I don't, let me find out. Mac about to get me start wearing their foundation after 10 years at least. Wow. I'm use my buffer brush and some real techniques. Buff that in. Alright, I'm going to use this NW40 other waterproof foundation as my concealer. Okay. And I'm going to use this concealer brush from Sephora. As you can see, it has an angle like the eye, under eye. And use that with that. And I'm just going to use what's in the lid, because it seems like a little goes a long way with this. You see how that brush fit right under the eye? I've had this brush forever, but like all of a sudden I've been using a lot of stuff that I haven't used in a while, which is good. But it's almost like I'm falling in love again with the stuff I had already. Ooh. To me, this is good for applying the concealer, because it places like it's bam, exactly where you want it without having to tug on your eye. And then it smooths the whatever concealer you're using without taking too much away. I don't use it to blend it out, but it gives it a really flat surface. Let me find out. Okay, here's another brush that I haven't been using, but here lately I have is the Sigma Lace 5. Sedona Lace 520. And I've been using that to blend everything out. Blend, blend, blend. Wowie, wow. Damn, man, make me spend some money. I love that. And it blends in perfectly. No line of demarcation. It doesn't look oily. Alright, I'm gonna put a little teeny bit on the nose. Okay, and now I'm going to take this e.l.f. high definition under eye setting powder. I have really been enjoying this. It looks like that, and ooh, and it's a translucent powder, but it just seems like you don't need a lot, and it just sucks the oil up, and it doesn't have a color either. And I use this e.l.f. small tapered brush to put it on. Tap off the excess, of course, and you see how good that fit. Look at that. It's almost like this thing go. It's wonderful. And I used it before, and I didn't use the under eye primer the first time, but I did that on purpose because I wanted to be able to see would it work without the primer, and it does. But also I want to see what the primer do in conjunction with this setting powder. Y'all see that? Matte to capacity, right? You only needed a little bit, because when I first saw that little jar, I was like, what am I gonna do with that? Look at that. Just to be fair, I'm going to use translucent powder on the rest of the face because I have to set my foundation. That's just my thing. So I'm going to be using this black Opal invisible blotting powder. It has a hint of beige to it, but it's translucent. I use this all the time. I'm going to take my Real Techniques buffing brush from earlier. Normally I would not be putting translucent powder over my whole face, but I'm doing it for the purposes of, see how this foundation do. Ooh, ain't that about a bitch. Okay. Then I'm going to take this brush from Sedona Lace, the FB03, just to take off the excess powder.
And here we are with the finished look. Hopefully you really enjoyed this new idea that I came up with. And I really do feel like you should go out and try it for yourself. And if you like it like I do, buy it. As always, be your own kind of beautiful. Because you, my love, are beautiful. See you next time. Bye.